Hello, I'm Kim, Rooster Rossiter, and on Louisiana Marathon weekend, this is Spotlight Saturday, episode 104. Hey everybody, super excited, 2018 Louisiana Marathon weekend. Thinking back on all the way back to January 2014, the first time that we had an opportunity with Amanda leading the way to break down the walls and embrace inclusion in Baton Rouge. Super excited to be back in Baton Rouge. Of course, we're filming this a couple of days prior to Saturday because of the situation with us having to travel down there and everything. And yeah, it's not snowy in Baton Rouge. We're still in Virginia doing the footage, but I tell you, we're going to have some fun this episode. We're going to travel to a couple different locations. Because it's Louisiana Marathon weekend, we're going to check in with Tracie, our Senior Vice President of Admin. She's got a couple words she's going to share with us. We're even going to do some things. We found it fitting because this weekend is really only happening because of education and advocacy back in late 2013. That's how we were able to come about being involved in this particular marathon. So we figured we would give some other ways where all of you can do some advocacy and education and take some different perspectives. So we're going to go from California all the way over to Mississippi for some humor, up to old lost footage in Washington, D.C. at the Marine Marathon. But first, we're going to take a journey. We're going to go down to southern Mississippi, where Justin is hanging out with Logan and the team. Briley?
What's going on, guys? It's here, southern Mississippi, with Jesse and rider Logan. Yeah, so exciting. We're about halfway through the 15K, and Spotlight Saturday, baby. Woo! From South Mississippi, we're here with Logan and Willie, our riders, and South Mississippi Ambassadors Jen and Beth. We're here for a 15K and a 5K. I'm here visiting. I'm so happy to be here. So excited. This is family away from home. So love you guys, and Miss Jen and Beth are here to speak to you guys. All right, I lied. They're not here. I love you. Happy Spotlight Saturday. Woo! Woo!
I love that. Thanks, Justin. It's really cool to see you down there back reunited with the South Mississippi team. As some of you may not be aware, Justin first started running with South Mississippi, and that's where he got his Angel Wings, and then the Navy moved him up to Hampton Roads. So now he's hanging around Hampton Roads with us quite often, but work has him traveling, and he's able to take advantage of that travel as well as his leave in the Navy to go hang out and reunite back there with his Mississippi family. So love that. Love the laughter at the end there. Jen and Beth had nothing to say. You know what? That made me laugh, and it also made me think of Selfie Mitch. Why? Because every time I think of the great stuff that Selfie Mitch brings us, it brings a laugh. And we found some footage, some long-lost footage from Marine Corps Marathon when me and Mitch were hanging out.
Oh, wait. Is that on?
Is it on?
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Selfie Mitch.
Hey, it's Mitch here with Boss Man Rooster.
Whoa, my leg's in there.
All right, what are you doing here?
Well, I like to put one leg right here and then one leg over here.
So what are you doing all that?
It's so my groin area stays where it needs to be.
Oh, dear.
Yes.
Look, love you, man.
Love y'all too, brother. Thanks for coming up.
Love that, man. We're missing you here in Baton Rouge this weekend, Mitch, but I know we'll see you next time, and I know that you got all kind of plans to see us throughout 2018, man, so enjoy your long weekend, brother. Good stuff. Hey, sometimes in the off-season, you know, the December, January, February time frame, especially in our colder states, obviously there's not a lot of running going on here in the ice. But we're going to go up and check out Senior Vice President for Marketing, also our ambassador in the Southeast Pennsylvania, Amanda, and she's got a unique way of going inside, doing some education and advocacy, and fundraising at the same time with a local partner. Amanda?
It's Spotlight Saturday! Good morning from a frigid, cold Southeast Pennsylvania, but today we are at CrossFit Apex. They are hosting a Bring a Friend fundraiser, and Ainsley's Angels is the nonprofit of choice. We have some awesome gift baskets here we're giving away, and everyone who participates today, the $20 donation goes to Ainsley's Angels in southeastern Pennsylvania. So we're not running today, we're going to do some CrossFit, see how it goes.
I love that, Amanda. Great job of finding those ways to educate and advocate, and those great local partners. We can do CrossFit event, bring your runners in, bring the riders out there, fundraising wrapped inside. Great way to spend the off season. Love that. Love your partner up there. Thanks for bringing us that. And thanks for bringing us the footage of taking the time to capture that. And Briley, she did her magic with making the vertical video actually fit in. I want to remind everybody, if you've got some horizontal video that you're filming out there while you're educating, advocating, celebrating, hey, send that to us. Send it to media@ainsleysangels.org. We'll take a look at it, or at least let us know that you have it. We can send you a Dropbox or a Drive, a folder. You can put it in, and you can be included in Spotlight. Hey, let's take some time this Louisiana Marathon weekend and flip it over to Tracie, our Senior Vice President for Administration. She's got a few words.
We are already halfway through Monday, and that makes me very excited because that means we only have 3.5 more work days before we converge on Baton Rouge for the Louisiana Marathon weekend. Ainsley's Angels loves to go to the Louisiana Marathon for so many different reasons. First, there is a race for everyone. There's a 5K and 10K on Saturday. There's a half and a full on Sunday. And I forgot about the little kids 1K also on Saturday. So even the littlest of angels can participate. Louisiana Marathon weekend is so instrumental in breaking the barrier of inclusion by allowing us to have wheels on the course for the first time in 2014 with one rider. And now we have since then had over 100 riders participate in the Louisiana Marathon weekend race events. The Finishers Festival is a food fest like no other that is held on Saturday and Sunday after the races. Anything you could ever imagine as far as Louisiana cuisine, they have that there. Jambalaya, crawfish etouffee, duck gumbo. There's also live music and a great place to just sit with your family and talk about your accomplishments and how much fun you had on your race. And of course, we as Ainsley's Angels, we like to get together on this Saturday night for dinner, and I just think that it's a great time for all of us to come together. Louisiana Marathon really shows Southern hospitality that Louisiana is known for, and for Ainsley's Angels, I think that that just fits right in with the family motto and inclusion that we have. So hope to see you at a Louisiana Marathon race event soon. Laissez les bon temps rouler avec vent.
Awesome stuff, Tracie. Thank you very much. Hey, everybody, two things as we roll out this particular episode. Number one, sometimes we have to look at educating and advocating through a different lens. And the best way that you can do that really is, I think, through effective communication and through pure execution every single day. So it's one thing for me to explain how we do this. It's another thing for someone else. But if you take the 41-year-old dude, me, the dork, and you ask me to explain advocacy and education, it sounds a little bit different than when you take a teenager out there in Southern California. And that's exactly what Taylor has sent to us to include as she is hanging out with her mom, Robin, and her friend, and Andrew. And they're going to give us a little bit of insight into an alternative way or an alternative vocabulary into education and advocacy. So enjoy this as we roll out episode 104. And don't forget, comment in this video, subscribe and comment, and you can nominate somebody to receive a Freedom Pushchair, which we're going to announce in episode 111. For now, enjoy this version of education.
So tell me, did you guys have a good time at the Polar Bear Plunge today?
Yeah, it was great. I had like a few friends out there from a different school, and like we were talking to them or whatever, we were just having a regular conversation, and then they asked like what Ainsley's Angels of America was, and Faye and I explained to them what it was, and they were like asking us a bunch of questions.
Well, what were some of the questions they were asking you?
Well, they were like, well, what is Ainsley's Angels? And then I was like, Ainsley's Angels is an organization that takes special needs out on runs, and they take them out into oceans for triathlons, and they do like really long races like the Ragnar. And he's like, one of my friends named AJ was like, well, do you have to run? Because I'm not a really big fan of running. And I was like, no, not really. You don't have to run. It's not obligated for you to run. You can be a guardian like Faye and I. And he was like, well, what do they do? Like, what do they do? And I was like, they just like help out at the races, and they're just there to really support. And, you know, sometimes Faye will take pictures, or I will take pictures of people coming through the finish line and stuff. And he's like, oh, that's really cool. And I was like, yeah, if you were smart, you would sign up. And he's like, they both looked at each other and were like, totally. That sounds way cool. So Faye brought us up there or whatever and introduced us to the ambassador, which is my mom, and they said that they would sign up.
Yeah, you know what was really cool? It was like after I just finished talking to them and stuff like that, and I told them, I was like, hey, aren't you guys in high school? And they're like, yeah. And I said, you know what's really cool is you guys can get and receive your community service hours through Ainsley's Angels, because that's one of the requirements for you guys here in high school in California, right?
He was telling me, he was like, oh, you didn't mention that it was for community service hours. And I was like, oh yeah, it is. Like you definitely can get community service hours out of it. Like they're really good at doing that for high school students, and really any students. Like they're really good at sending out recommendations and stuff. So I was like, yeah, you should totally sign up. And he was like, I'm way in.
He's way in. That's cool. Well, we were way in that water today. That water was cold. Well, thanks, Taylor. Thank you for sharing that with me. Did you have a good time today, Faye?
I did.
Awesome.
Fun watching you get really cold.
Yeah, I'm not joking. It was cold. Andy, did you have a good time today?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A young angel born with wings. She stays strong.